What is up, everybody? Welcome to Show and Tell After Dark, where we talk about all things art, all things music, all things Boston. If you've been with us before, thank you so much for tuning back in. If this is your first time, welcome. Tonight's episode is about Muva Mack. I'm excited to be here. Hope you're excited to be here.
Of course.
My name is Cricket. I am one of the co-hosts of the show. I got my boy Tatas chilling. We ready? What's up? What are we talking about today?
Muva Mack,
What's up?
introduce yourself. Tell us a little about yourself. So the people who don't know.
All right. So for the people who don't know, my name is Muva Mack. I'm an artist, a creator, a jack of all trades. I call myself a Mack of all trades. I'm a mother first, a Mack second. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Work first, play later.
Okay.
I make music. I'm a comedian. I tell people I'm an influencer in a real life. You know what I mean?
What you mean by that?
Like, I'm not getting paid to do it, and I'm not fake about it. Like, I'm like a real person. Like, I really influence, like, in real time. You know
Right.
I always tell people I'm an influencer in a real life.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just me.
When you say comedian, are you saying like comedian, like you go up on stand up, or
I don't
you put it
actually
in your art?
like. I put it in my art. I put it in my daily, like every single day. Like for like people who like follow me on Snapchat. Snapchat is where I'm like more like myself and like raw and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you was to follow me on Snapchat, you would know like I always either have like PSAs, like it's a known thing. Like whenever they're like, oh my God, I missed your PSA today. Like I either have PSAs or I have like I call it unprovoked advice. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
You know what I mean? You ain't asked for it, but I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay.
It's unprovoked, you know what I'm saying? Unsolicited. I call it unsolicited, unprovoked advice. I'm just always just like when things like if I see something, I'll just be like, oh my God, Snapchat, we gotta talk about something. PSA, I need everybody
What do you
listening.
usually talk about though?
I'm usually talking
Is
about
it relationships?
a lot of relationship stuff. I'm always talking about relationship stuff.
Fuck boys?
A little bit of everything.
Let's go.
You love that term.
Because there's a
Yo, you
stigma behind fuckboys, actually. Because it's the good guys that are just as bad as the fuckboys.
Yep.
Because they play it off like they're
Yeah.
cool. And you're like, no, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
No, he's a good guy.
They on the spectrum.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So it's everybody. You know, I kind of just like, I'm just going off on things. Like, I just, off the top. Like, if I just see something, I got to talk about it. If me and my friends talking about something, I got to talk about it. If something's going on like the internet, like I'll be like, oh my God, guys, tell me not that I remind y'all of, you know what I'm saying? I'll relate it to something that like everybody on my Snapchat, like my homies and stuff know about. So like I do like little stuff like that. I guess I'm like a freelance comedian.
Talk about it.
Freelance comedian.
I don't like write my skits down and stuff like
Right.
that. It's just like off rip. And like I say, I'm like always like impersonating people. I'm a huge impersonator. So like that's my thing.
I want to ask you, how long have you been at it?
I've been at it since.
How long have you been an artist? Or when did you consider yourself an artist?
I considered myself an artist. Okay, so I have a funny story. So when I was in high school, I made a song called Tasha Fucked Your Nigga, right?
It sounds like a story.
Yeah, like in like 10th grade, you know, because like I'm a clown. So like something will upset me and I'll make a song about it. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
So like it was a situation, you know, where like it was like a little petty, you know, back in the day situation. So I basically made a song called Tasha Fucked Your Nigga. So it was like everybody used to like rap that song. I remember there was one time I like beat this girl's ass, and then after everybody was singing like Tasha fucked your nigga. Like it was just like, cause I was a huge Lil B fan.
Wait, so you beat her up and then you fucked her nigga? Or
No. Like it was just like the song. Like everybody used to always like chant it. It was just like that song.
Yeah.
But I had one on YouTube one time, and like somebody from like Florida had wrote me and was like, "Hey, like I heard this song in like 90.4 The Gutter. This is a radio station at the time. I kid you not." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I never forget this day. I listened to that radio. I didn't go to school that day. I listened to that radio station all day. I kept it on every single thing. Upstairs, downstairs, on every computer in the house. And it was after, I remember exactly where I was. I was sitting at the little dining room table, just doing my little thizzle. And then it was after everybody fucking with my click. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, Tasha. And I'm like, my song is on the radio. But they don't know. They don't know who the person was. They just took it off of YouTube, and that's when This is like before the world was what it is now. You understand what I'm saying? So if I had known that, like at that moment, if I had known that the internet would have been what the internet was, and you could monetize off of it,
right?
I really had I had it. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't on like thinking like, oh, I'm gonna keep posting videos and stuff like that. But like at that moment, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a rapper. And then I would just like throw like little songs out here and there, but I wasn't really rapping up until like 2 years ago. That's when I was like really, really rapping.
So wait. So that happened
in like 10th grade.
10th grade.
So this was like 2010.
So once that happened, then you were like, so because you were posted by a radio station, then you were like, oh, I'm an artist now.
Yeah, I'm an artist. So I would like write little stuff. I was always writing. You know, I had a little book I was writing all the time, but I really love poetry. That's my thing. You know what I mean? Like I was always into poetry. I always wanted to do slams and stuff like that. There was this thing called like Brave New Voices because I was huge on Def Jam poetry when I was a kid. I used to just watch them over and over and over again. I'm like, I want to be like these niggas. I'm like, I gotta be like these niggas. I'm gonna be on stage like these niggas. And then I would watch the kids do it. Excuse my, if I'm not supposed to say, like,
we can swear.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's the mom and me. I'm just like, I was like, oh my God. But what I was saying was basically like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be like these niggas, blah, blah, blah. So then I was just like, I'm gonna do poetry. Poetry was always my thing, but I wasn't really like rapping because I was dancing all the time. So it was like, it wasn't one of those things where I could like really, really balance both. It was like dance was like number one. So I was doing that. But then when I got pregnant and stuff like that, it was like, because I got pregnant at 17. So that kind of like was like my little like, oh damn, what am I about to do?
Right.
We talk a lot about art on this show, but what's called dance and what's called rap, what's called when you express yourself and stuff like that, is one better than the other as like a form of self-expression?
So, okay, so some people would tell me they would prefer me to dance.
Okay.
Some people would tell me they would prefer me to rap. Okay, I consider myself like, okay, I have so many talents that it's so hard sometimes that I had to teeter-totter sometimes.
Yes.
So like for a little bit, I was professionally dancing. I was dancing for an arena football league team in my city. I would go to like LA. I have done like the heels dancing with Aaliyah Janelle. I've done that a couple times. I've auditioned for Janet Jackson a couple times. Like I've done little things like that. But I was just like, let me just try to do it. So I could at least say I try to do it.
That's right.
But like with like giving birth and stuff at like 17, it didn't really do too much of an impact on my body, but it was like I didn't really get to fully finish my like dance classes as a kid. You feel what I'm saying? So I only work with what I left off with. So I really didn't develop like some of my homegirls who went off to college and did it and stuff like that. So they build upon that. And as time went by, I'm not even noticing dance is changing. We used to dance.
Yeah.
They're not moving anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Right, them little TikToks.
That's
situations.
how, before we used to we used to dance.
Your whole body
used to dance. Now it's more so of isolations and all that good stuff. Where it's like when I went to like one of my first dance classes, I was like, damn, I can't even keep up. There was little girls killing it. I'm like, I can't keep up. But at that moment, I was like, I'll just do it like recreationally and like I said, the arena football league team, something to just do, like just to say I'm still doing it. Cause I just always got to do something. Like I work out a lot because I'm not dancing right now. Yeah. So like, but I'm working out to like build myself for like pole dancing. Just because I tried a pole dancing class and I was like, these little old ladies was killing it. And I couldn't even keep up with them. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I need to build upon that.
It's
different.
Hard,
it's different. I've been dancing my whole life. I'm like, oh, I got this. No, I couldn't even pick myself up and like keep myself there. Oh yeah, they deserve every single dollar that they are given. They do, because the pain that I got after that was like worse than any dance class I've ever taken.
Yeah.
Dang.
Pole dancing is pretty hard.
It's real hard.
Crazy.
It's really, really
like
hard.
You have to keep your body.
It's a lot of physics too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of physics, like the way how she teaches it and stuff like that. Like it's really like you have to know your body, and you have to know like you're dropping your shoulder in order to get that equilibrium to
right.
You know what I mean? Like you got to know how to really, really. And if you don't know your body, like that comes a lot with like that like mind and body like connection and stuff like that. So
100%.
It's deeper than
Right.
what we just see.
Right.
So those girls just come out the hood and just hop up on that thing and just it's crazy.
Yeah, it's just hard. It's a lot.
It's hard. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I kind of
But
want
I
to
wouldn't.
know.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
What were you about to say?
No, I was basically gonna say, but I wouldn't say like one is more better than the other. If I was to focus on just dance, I could be just as good.
Right.
Versus like if I could just focus on just
Mm.
rap. Like if I'm like I'm not thinking about dance and I'm just focusing on rap, I could be ill at it, way more better than dance. But at the end of the day, it's not like one is better than the other. I feel like I'm equally just as good on like each. Feel like I'm just as good as on each thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, I feel it. I want to know about your style. How do you describe your self expression in your style of music, or your style of like of the art and dance?
So I would say I'm very, very Afrocentric for sure, but like not overly Afrocentric, which is no problem at all. But like that's just not. I'm not like super super duper Erica Badu, and I'm very very eclectic in like the way that I say things, the way that I rap. I'm like a mixture, but I'm also like really really raw at the same time, you know. But I'm really conscious because I'm also a mom, so that's my thing. So it's like depending on where I'm like certain like shows, I don't do all my stuff like certain shows get certain songs. You understand what I'm saying? Like my daughter only listens to certain songs of mine in my car. I don't play songs of mine that I know I'm like bugging unless I'm like practicing and she overhearing it. But she be like, oh my God, you like, when did you drop this? But it's like 2 years old and she don't know because she hasn't heard it.
Yeah.
But I'll just play the things where, I'm like, okay, I'm speaking a little bit better where she can understand, where she can rap along because she knows all my sister's words to every single song. She knows anything that you know what I mean? So we're everything to her. So it's like, I'm real conscious of that. But I'm real melancholy too. I think I would say my sound is like elegant trap music. That's what I consider it because it's like I kind of go back and forth. I can talk that like gutter gangster shit, but I could talk that like sultry, sexy shit. But I don't get too sexy. I don't get too raunchy. I never get too raunchy. I like to keep that element of surprise and stuff like that. So like I'll more so like I'll do innuendos. I'm real big on like innuendos as far as like when it gets to like being raunchy and sexual and explicit. I'm more so like talking around it. So like after you like hear the whole thing, then you be like, what'd you just say?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus like, and that's like something where if a kid was to hear it, a kid would just hear it. You
Right.
know, like us watching like all those little cartoons we watched when we was kids.
Right. And
shit
now
was
we
going
watching.
down.
Now we're like,
But
what was we listening to?
Right, like right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of
I
those
love
things.
that.
So like I like to kind of just be like that, just in case like my kid comes across something. And like if it gets to a point where I am somebody who becomes somebody big, her friends gotta do is like Google, type her mom's name in, and she tells everybody, "Oh, that's Mother Mack." When she introduced me, "Oh, that's Mother Mack." That's how she talks. That's how she introduces to me to people. It's like Mother Mack.
Seriously?
That's my
No, for real.
Not mom.
No,
Mother
she be
Mack?
like, "That's my mom,
That's my
Mother Mack."
mother.
Like she be like, "That's my mom, Mother
I
Mack."
like that.
That's my mother, Mac. She be like, she loves it. Her name is Trent Star. That's her little stage name also.
Oh,
So
nice.
like,
That's so cute.
yeah. So it's like she like is always like, yeah, that's Mother Mac, and they be like, hi, to Trent's mom, Mother Mac. So like
I kind of want to know: is there more
That's funny.
when it comes to being a artist and a mother? How has being a mother kind of influenced you or your art? You know what I mean?
So with my art, right? So like I said, like when I was younger and I was rapping like it was bullshit. I was really just like, ABC rapping, and I was just like just talking about whatever it is, just bullshit, just
Yeah.
really, really spitting just to show niggas that I could rhyme.
Right.
Cause I could rhyme, you know what I'm saying? That was always my thing. Like I was always like the girl who was always like, yeah, I'm like, y'all know I could rhyme. Like, y'all, that's one, like, don't even play with me. I could rhyme. You niggas know that, So that was just always my
Don't
thing.
play with me.
But like with like my music and stuff like that, I feel like with her attached to me, I feel like my empire, would just be even more better than what it already could be with just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just do like my music stuff, even with just me. Like, I want to have her on like my intros. I want to have her on like my hooks and stuff like that. Like, that's the little stuff that she does for me and whatnot. Like, that's like she'll be in the studio with me, like, and we'll just be kicking it. Like, if I'm going to the studio, I'll text niggas like, I'm about to come to the studio. Trent's gonna be there. Like, ain't nobody smoking no blunts.
Right.
So y'all, you know what I mean? Roll up what y'all need to roll up. Y'all got an hour. I'm about to pull up. You know what I'm saying? And she'll just be kicking it, and I'll just have her do a little ooh ahs, or I'll just be like, yo, freestyle. Like, do whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah.
First take, boom, she kill it. You know what I'm saying? So little things like that, I just feel like it influences me. Where it's like, whereas it's like I had a kid at 17. You know, like I'm really not supposed to be just kicking it the way I'm kicking it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because most girls is like on their second, third one by now.
Right.
You know, and that's some people decide they want to be a mom, and that's them. You know, but I'm not I live for my kid type person. That's not. That's what
into that for me.
You said you're into it?
Because some people say they do, like they live
No.
for their
Why why are you living for your kid? You're living for your kid, so therefore it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna feel like you've done everything you can, right? You get your kid to where your kid's at, and you're proud of your kid. But you will never, ever, ever be proud of yourself. And once you're not proud of yourself, then after that, then you're relying on your kid. Your kid gotta come see you every week.
Right, you codependent.
You codependent
on a kid.
On a kid. You feel what I'm saying? And your kid grows up and it's like, I gotta go do this for my mom. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be like that. So I want to at least say that I try to do things, and even if it don't work out, it's cool. I'm in school and stuff like that. So I still got my practical stuff going on. I'm a case manager. I work with the chronically homeless and shit like that. So I do little things like that. I house people and whatnot. I work with like the housing authority back in like my city and shit. So I'm not she got her stuff. I got my stuff. Like she does commercials. She spits, like I said, she's a baller, she's nasty, at her tender age. Like, so she does whatever. We about to start ice skating in like 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah.
Like,
so fun.
we do whatever. Like, but that goes to, ties in with like ball and stuff like that. So she could,
Right.
So like all that little stuff, like I'm not a nah. Like when I go to the studio, I'm like, yo, you wanna come with me? You know what I'm saying? When I used to dance and stuff like that, she would come with me to all practices. She knew we get on the floor, we don't even know she know the whole move. She just kicking it with us. But she does dance when she wants to do dance. I'm not like, we both live. We both be chilling, and I'm thankful for that because I have a really good family on both sides. So I'm really thankful that I have that opportunity because most people don't.
Right.
Can you tell us about your artistic journey? You started out as a dancer. You said you started out a dancer, and then you started rapping. Like, how many projects have you done? How many? Let us know about like your artistic journey in general.
All right, so so in the beginning, I started off. I had met some like dude through like Instagram or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, do you dance?" I'm like, "Yeah, I dance, but I make music also." So it really started off, right? Funny story. It really started off. I wrote a diss track. No. No. Listen, Linda. Listen. Free the guys. My baby father wrote a diss track, right? So that's our banter. That's how we banter.
Yeah.
He dissed me. I dissed him. You know what I'm saying? So I put out a song. He put out a song. I put out a song. After I put out that song, whatever, the person that I had met was like, "Yo, you spit?" I was like, "Yo, get on this song with me." And it was like, I'll be with Foxy and Jay-Z. And was like, "Oh, get on this track with me," whatever. So I was like, "I bet." I got on the track with the nigga and shit like that. And then he was performing in New York like that weekend. This was in like Staten Island. And he was like, "Yo, come out and perform." But I couldn't come out because of something. But Beyonce and Jay-Z was in the city that same day next door. And I was so mad that I told myself I should have been there. I should have been on my shit. This is what I'm finna do. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to start doing my own shows. Fuck it. I'm gonna be in New York. I'm gonna just be doing my own stuff. So I started going to New York by myself. Showcases after showcases. I paid $250. Boom. My first showcase was at SOB's. First one I ever did.
Okay.
I won it.
You did?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I won it.
You said first time.
First time by myself.
Dang, girl.
I won it. It was.
What was the prize?
The prize was a radio interview with a platform called On the Radar. Mm-hmm. They're upcoming. At the time, they were in the iHeartRadio building, so that's what we did it at. And it was like different panels. So it was like Rock Nation, A&Rs from like Rock Nation, Def Jam. Everybody was there. Everybody was in the building and whatnot. And then like he was more so for like the upcoming artists because I wasn't really like developed versus like people who have like more projects and stuff like
How
that.
old were you?
At that time, I was about, I want to say 24. I
Mm.
want to say I was a good 24. So I would like work like my overnight jobs and shit like that. I would hop on the Peter Pan bus, pay my $75, give me to and from.
Ooh.
Get on Port Authority, write that shit in my Google Maps. B train, boom. Hop off the
Okay.
B train, hop off right there. Crown
Figuring
Heights,
it out,
figure
baby.
No, yeah, like I was doing that shit back and forth. I was Airbnb-ing it like crazy, and then I talk to people. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So like I would get rooms in people's cribs. It's crazy because the only thing I had on me was my pepper spray and like I had me like a little knife. You know what I'm saying? I had me a little knife, you know, but I was by myself.
You was
But
running on faith.
I'd be in the crib and I'd only, like it came a time where I'm like, I'm not getting the whole crib. I'm gonna just get a room.
Yeah.
I'm only there for the night.
Right.
I would just come just like for little showcases and shit like that, just to perform, just to get my name out there.
Right.
And it came times where I would go there and I'd be by myself. They're like, yo, you back? And I'd be like, nah, you don't know me. I'm not from here. Cause I'm in New York. I'm like, nah, I'm not from here. They're like, no. I know you're not from here. I was at the show that you was at so and so. And I'd be like, oh shit. You was really there? They was like,
Right.
yeah, they'll show me love and shit like that. So it came a time where I'm like, oh, it's love. And if I really, really continued, it would have been like all love. So it was real love in New York and Brooklyn. They used to be like, you're not from Worcester. You're not from Mass. They'd be like, Mass, so what? You from Brooklyn. Shut up. He's like,
Yeah, you do give me that vibe.
He's like, you from Brooklyn. Why are you lying? You from Brooklyn. Why you lying? I'm like, no, I'm not from Brooklyn. They're just
Yeah.
like, well, we claiming you. You from Brooklyn. So
Oh shit.
that's how it used to be. So it used to be love and shit like that. So like I never even used to case be in like a crib, like 3-4 niggas, like little Nigerian kids and shit like that. They'd be renting out one room. Like one person would be out for the weekend or be sleeping in the other person's room. They rent out their room and shit like that. I'd be like, yo, y'all got backwoods? They'd be like, yeah, we got backwoods. And there'll come times where I would call them up and be like, yo, block off this day on your Airbnb chart. I throw you an extra 20 or I throw you an extra 30 and shit like that. So it came a time where it was like where
building
it was,
relationships.
You know what I'm saying? Where I would just call niggas like, yo, I need your room just for like, you know, it's usually like $83 a day. I'm like, yo, man, I gotta give you like $100. Like, come on. And you know, I always come with bud. Like, so I was just rolling up and just like, hey guys, you guys want to smoke? You know, a little shit like that. So like, it was always just love and shit. I was doing that for a little bit. I did that for a year. Then I had a show in my city. I had my show in my city like right after Nipsey died, and I loved Nipsey. I was like a huge Nipsey fan. You feel me? So like right after Nipsey died and shit like that, I had a show in my city, and it was love. Like to see like people that like I fuck with me the way how they fuck with me. I'm like, oh word, like I gotta keep doing this shit,
Right.
You know, because I got niggas that are
For the
rooting for me
people.
and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even just about me anymore.
Right.
It's just about like what I know I could do for people, because I know people where I'm like, yo, you so nice. Like I know girls, my homegirls where I'm like, yo, if you was to rap, you be nice and make Tosh. Like no. You know, like not everybody got that like wanna do shit. So
Right.
like me, I feel like, you know what? I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do it for a low, you know, I could do it for what I can. So I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna try to bubble off of it. And then like, you know, like January prior to COVID, you know, I wanted to drop an EP called Word to Mother or whatever. And I had gotten into a situation where one of my favorite, I'm not gonna call nobody's name. It's gonna be a time, but one of my favorite rappers at the time extorted me of some money, right?
Extorted?
Yes, it was a feature. Extorted me some
Dang.
bread. So like after that, I was like, yo, fuck these niggas.
Fuck these niggas.
You made a whole track off of it, didn't you?
Nah, I was like, no, I'm out. I was like, I ain't fuck these niggas. I don't even
Right,
want to be
it's on
next to
story.
these niggas.
It's on
So
story.
I was just like, and because I was on it, you know what I'm saying? Because to the point that I was like, here, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, but you know, the nigga offered features, like hit the nigga up, me and the nigga, we was like, you know, DMing and shit like that at that time and shit like, the nigga just like, it's a long story. I don't really want to get into it and stuff like that because it's, you know.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to talk about like collaborating. Has that been like hard, or do people do some fuck shit all the time? You know?
So that was my first time even wanting to even collaborate with anybody.
Mm.
You know, people always want to collaborate with me. People always hit me up like, yo, Tasha, I need you on this. Tasha, I need you on this. Tasha, I need you on that. Sometimes I be bullshitting, you know, and that's why I'm not on a lot of people's stuff, because I be bullshitting. But for the most part, like, I'm not like somebody who seeks out features and shit like that, you know. I'm a firm believer that like niggas gonna fuck with me, you know. I'm just one of those people that all I gotta do is get in the room with people. Like I'm just like that. Like I could sell water to a well for real. Like I don't, you know, not for real. Like I'm not into all that. Like I don't really feel like I need a cosign. You know, I feel like it'll get there. Like I'm too blessed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just like at that time it was really more so because I fucked with the nigga. You know, I fucked with the nigga. I fucked with the niggas' music. I really like the artistry. I love everything about the artistry, and I feel like it tied into everything that I wanted to do at the time. You know, he wasn't too big, he's not too small. You know, so I just felt like it wasn't for like, oh, if I get this nigga on my shit, I'm gonna get the views. Nah, it
Yeah.
wasn't even that. Because if that's the case, I would tell you guys who the person is. You feel me?
Right,
so
right.
It ain't even about that. It was way deeper than that. So at that moment, it really did something to my psyche. Cause it's like, nigga, you a predator. Like that's a different type of predator. You know what I'm saying? You praying and you predator. Like you do something like that. So like you do that. Like that's what you do.
You gonna get that back too.
You know, and no, but like that's what you do. Like you do that shit
That's
because
his
you did
MO.
that shit too. Like you know,
Right.
and at that moment I'm like, damn, how many of you niggas is doing this shit?
Right.
And like and it's crazy because even after that, I even got a DM from an even bigger artist who that would have really been something that really would have had my shit having the views. And I hit the nigga back and was like, nah, I already had a situation. It's all good. Appreciate you though. And he offered the shit. You feel me? I was like, nah, I appreciate you though. And he was like, word up, you know, cool. And that was it. And I just like, it kept it moving because at the end of the day, everybody got their shit. You feel me? Everybody got their shit. Everybody gonna shine when they shine.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So if my time is my time, my time is gonna be my time. It's just a matter of the work that I put in. If I don't put in the work, it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not tripping about collaborating with people and stuff like that. But and like when I'm solidified, oh yeah, there's some niggas where I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you know it.
You know, it's like there's some niggas where it's like since I was a kid, I'm like, you know, I'm getting a song with this nigga. Like I want this nigga on my hook. You know, so I'm like that. Like I'm like my favorite artists is I want them on my songs. Absolutely. Like I don't even care if I meet you and you're a dickhead because they say don't meet your idols and shit like that, which is obviously what happened to me.
Never meet your heroes.
You know what I'm saying?
True, but
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
No.
Because they not, you know, they put on. They put on a show. They got to be who people want them to be.
Right, they got to be
versus who
entertainers. They're gonna entertain you, baby.
You know, so
Damn, that's crazy.
But I'm not like big on like collaborating and shit. If I'm collaborating with anything, I'm collaborating with my little sister before anything. You know what I'm saying? And then we bubbling off that. I'm collaborating with my sister. I'm collaborating with my daughter. That's the type of stuff that I'm doing. I'm collaborating with my little cousin. You know, that's little shit that I'm doing. I'm not really.
and give us their drops so the people know to.
Oh
look them
yeah,
up.
so we got your girl Tam. We got I always mess up his name. J Fly for Life. So that's JF4L. We got Trent Star and we got Mother Mack. So that's really like the artists in my family and stuff like that. We do a little 1 2 1 2.
And you told me that you had a artistic family. I still want to know though, like, you as an artist, like you know, what have you been like, kind of like doing? Like, do you do a lot of shows? Do you do a lot of tracks? What do you like? What is your artistic process? What have you kind of been doing for like?
So my artistic process more so is like I'm a student, like always. When it comes to like music and stuff like that, like I always say, like I'm a student of the game, like 24/7. So like I'm always watching like my latest thing that I'm watching, which is music based right now, is what is his name? It's Questlove. It's Questlove Craft. It's a YouTube series, and it basically talks about like the process of anything musically, whether it be like, you know, dealing with like the production and stuff. And it's done at the I forgot where it's called, but it's the place where they make whiskey at. Basically, it's done over there because, you know, whiskey takes like 10 years to like fully be made. And you know what I'm saying? So it relates a lot of that to that, but he has different artists. So he has like rock stars come on. He has different people, classical artists, and they just basically talk about their process. So I'm really trying to solidify my thing. So like, what am I gonna do? Like, cause I like to read dictionaries. I like to read like idioms and stuff like that.
Oh, for real?
So yeah, so like
Like fun?
yeah, like just to like, you know, just to expand like my mind and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'm really right now just trying to expand my mind. So I haven't dropped anything right now. I'm really just like cultivating right now because I'm in the process of rebranding. After whatever happened to me and whatnot, I was like, you know what? I had did so after that happened and I was like, fuck, I'm not doing music. I had went and did an open mic over at Starlight Square at the Bridgeside Cypher.
Okay.
So when I did that, it was all love. Did the next one, it was all love. The bit that I have given, I'm on it. I'm pushing it. I'm trying to market it. I like to do shows. I'm a big show person.
I love live shows.
I'm an energy person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like, I need y'all to rock with me.
Right.
You know? Because after you guys rock with me, if I drop some shit, you niggas is going to listen to it because y'all done already
Right.
rocked with me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, I don't have a video out. So that's why I always tell people, like, I still got a chance. I never dropped no visual. You know, so y'all don't even know what I really am capable because I ain't never dropped a visual.
Never, like, there's no music videos to any of your songs?
Only once music video, and that's the song with me and my daughter, but I'm not in it because I'm directing it the whole time. I didn't even make it in the video.
You
Whoa.
were performing, right?